Welcome at the Geek Streak episode 7, the show that puts a talking head, an imaginary cameraman and a bunch of apples into one basket and hopes to carry that basket across the already burning bridge that connects the barren shores of technophobia to the lush meadows of geekdom. Before the commencement of the show, I'd like to bow in humble apology for the length of time it has been since I have projected my digital persona on your screen. The reason being that the device that is commonly known as the spine ran out of power and no amount of recharging would turn the status LED from red to green. This time we will be talking about a device that is still in everyday use, but has nonetheless changed dramatically. The biggest difference between the old version, in geek terms the 1.0 version, and the new version, let's call it the 2.0 version, is that the old one has a wire attached to it. Hello? You must have lived in a hole as isolated as Bora Bora to not have noticed the recent hubbub about a certain phone-like product produced by my good friends at Apple, the iPhone. I say good friends, but the relationship has been pretty one-directional. My constant fawning over Steve's products has had little effect on the relationship. Maybe it's time for some tough love. I am not getting an iPhone, so there. Instead, I am going to celebrate the renewal of my phone contract with a smartphone from a company where they wear sunglasses 24 hours a day during the summer. But whatever the make of your phone, there is probably no wire attached to it. And whatever the make of your phone, there is probably a screen on it. This screen is used for displaying various kinds of information, like who's calling, who you are calling, how much life there is left in the battery, and how strong the signal is. All useful information that makes living with a phone so much easier. In the old days, life with a phone was more of a gamble. However, the wire made certain that you never ran out of power mid-sentence. Sorry about that, we're back. As I was saying, the wire made certain that you never ran out of power mid-sentence. The lack of a screen, however, was a bit of a downer. Storing your phone numbers had to be done in a little book, and when your circle of friends ran a bit wider, you had to resort to more substantial systems. The lack of a screen also had another significant drawback. You couldn't see who was calling. These days, a call center avoids showing a callback number because they hate getting calls about cheaper phone plans. So, when you see no caller ID in your little screen, you can be pretty certain it is a call center calling you about a cheaper phone plan. Depending on your mood at the moment of the call, you can either let it ring or pick it up and fly off the handle at the call center employee who is thoroughly trained at being the psychological buffer between your pent-up frustration and the big bad world outside. He or she has become an artist at getting the last drop of blood from under your fingernails, reinventing the olden days practice of bloodletting. Another difference between the old phones and the new phones is the amount of numbers that can be stored on the device. A modern phone can store enough numbers to be able to order a pizza wherever you are in the world. The old phones had maybe 3 memory locations that were easily accessible, and if you were lucky, 10 more that could be reached by resorting to some serious finger gymnastics. This had the knock-on effect that the circle of friends one had to maintain stayed nice and manageable. The size of your friend pool correlated directly to your memory skills. Yet with all the modernization of the portable computer we misname a phone, we have lost the device that used to be the centerpiece of the house. We have lost the place where aunts and uncles who lived abroad would temporarily reside at Christmas. We have lost the place where privacy was deader than a Windows laptop at a hacker convention when we were on the phone with our first love. We have lost the place that connected our entire household to the outside world. These days a phone is no longer a place, it's a device, an extension of our mouth, ears and brain that has made us global citizens. Somehow I feel that the waiting in line for the one phone in the house to become available gave us time to think about what we were going to say. Now we just say what we think into our own personal mouthpiece, without waiting for the other to finish. I'm keeping my old phone, wires and all, if for no other reason than for the day when the satellites start falling from the sky and I need to know the exact time. At the third stroke the time will be 10:54 and 15 seconds. Blah 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 blah.